Welcome to Crick, son of Yawgmoth. And as far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep on this one. Definitely. We've got 3 swamps, and we've got ourselves an Arcane Signet, and hopefully we've got ourselves a cheap Army of the Damned. So let's go ahead and lead off with the swamp. And somehow my mic cord got wrapped up in my chair. So we'll cover our commanders after I get that situated. So let's go and pass it over to our opponent. All right, so we're playing Crick, son of Yawgmoth, lifelink. For each black mana and a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Then, whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1 counter. Put a +1 counter on Crick. Sorry, we're playing against a friend of the channel. So, they said something in the chat, so I wanted to hop over there before I forgot really quick. So, anyway, playing against a friend of the channel. Let's go and lead off with Swamp. And yeah, I think we just go for Arcane Signet. That's going to be a pretty quick Crick. Son of Yawgmoth, I think I kind of like that, so I'll pass it back over there. But yes, whenever we cast a black spell, put a +1 counter on Crick. There we go. Playing against Golos, Tireless Pilgrim. Whenever Golos enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Then for a 2-mana Wooburg activation, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. So, there we go. We did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to dress up like Crick and kind of scare everybody, hey, head on over there. We've got all these spiky costumes that you may need. But, well, Halloween's already passed, so I guess that ad doesn't really work that well. I was like thinking like Halloween, but I was like, hey, it's like November. That's not good. Anyway, head on over there if you want to dress up spiky. And you can dress, hey, it's your life. Do what you want. So, yeah, I think we end up going for Crick. I think that sounds pretty good. All right, so we're going to go for Crick. And this is going to be one of those, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to be aggressive on this one because we've got, we can curve out pretty well. We're looking at a 4-mana Grave Titan, which is the best Grave Titan ever. And then anything else, pass it over to our opponent. Yeah, so that, technically kind of more of a Halloween MTGOTraders Crick spot, but if you still like spikes, you can still do that. But anyway, check out MTGOTraders. Also, quick shout out to inkgaming.com. You can use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off anything off the website. So if you haven't treated yourself in a long time, make sure that you do. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. Get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits to help support cool content like this. And if you can't do that, hey, no problem. Just tell somebody about the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So, it is officially free time. Let's have some fun. We've got both of our commanders down on turn 3, which is a very nice feeling. Our opponent just said Crick is fired. I'm like, well, I'm looking at Golos coming down on turn 3 and grabbing a land. I'm like, yeah, Golos is fired too. It is. Yeah, Golos, I was really excited about Golos when it came out because like I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my Mazes in deck. But it is kind of weird just having a universal 5-color commander now. I guess it's something that Magic kind of did need for commander. I mean, I guess you could argue that we didn't necessarily need it, but I don't know. It's different. All right, let's go and get Swamp down. And we're looking at 5 total mana. Yeah, I still think we just end up going Grave Titan. Because once we get past, we get Crick to a 3/3, that'll be pretty good. So let's go Grave Titan. We're going to pay 1, 2. And then that still allows us to... And we could just basically pay for Imperial Seal. That way we can put a card on top. And we'll have old Grave Titan come down. And let's go for Imperial Seal. I'm not sure exactly what we want to grab. But I kind of do like at least getting to... Oh, I know what we can do. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go Imperial Seal. Let's give me an extra counter on Crick, because we're going to try to get back some of this life that we've paid. So let's have Imperial Seal come down. We're going to grab Undying Evil. And where are you? There we go. All right, so we're going to grab Undying Evil. That's going to go on top of our library. Let's go and push in with Crick, which is going to put us back up to 22, which feels like a pretty fair trade. And this is one of the fun things about Crick, is that you don't necessarily have to go... huge ramp, you don't have to go storm. There's a lot of times where if you're really aggressive with your Crick life total and your opponent's trying to do some setting up in the early turns, especially in 1-versus-1 commander, and there's a lot of times where you've got a Grave Titan on turn 4, and that's really hard to stop sometimes. And then on top of that, you've got Crick, which is slowly getting more counters, allowing you to rebound from all of that life that you lost. So basically, as the game goes on, we're going to be able to swing in next turn. That's going to be Undying Evil on top of our library. It's going to make Crick a 5/5. That's going to give us even more life gain. So it's kind of like, if you think about it this way, it's like you're going to be paying almost half your life total to get everything out there as quickly as possible. But if Crick can stick around and you can start swinging with the Crick, get those counters going, you'll gain that life really back really quick. And then once you get to that point, you're making your land drops, you're getting access to a ton of mana, and so it's a pretty good feeling. But we're going to be grabbing Undying Evil because what we can do, which is going to be really cool, is we're going to go Undying Evil on Grave Titan. It's going to make sure that if it dies, it would go to the graveyard, then come back. The cool thing is we can actually go Disciple of Bolas on Grave Titan. That's going to allow us to sacrifice Grave Titan. We're going to gain 6 life, draw 6 cards, and still end up with Grave Titan on the battlefield, all for Undying Evil, which is, love that card. Great card, unless our opponent's got some sort of, it looks like they might be digging with Relic. Okay, and that will be a Thief of Sanity coming down. Combat, okay, yep, so we know exactly what that does. So let's draw into Undying Evil. And I think at this point, yeah, because we want to get that zombie swinging in. I think that's going to be pretty important. So let's have Swamp come down. That's going to be 5 total mana for Army of the Damned. Yeah, I'd rather go for that Disciple of Bolas line of play. So let's do this. Let's go and push in. Because they're going to have 5 either way. Even if they like double block on Grave Titan, they're not going to be able to stop that. So let's go and push in with Crick. Push in with Grave Titan. Now, if they do end up double blocking with both Thief and Golos, we still have Undying Evil. And that's the other cool thing about Crick, is that you can do like kind of like a combat trick stuff. So we are swinging with the full 4, but we go for a quick Undying Evil on Grave Titan. That's going to make it a 5/5. So there are certain interactions where even if you wanted to build like a Crick Voltron deck, I mean, you could go for that too. So, all right, so we're going to see these split across. This is going to be Golos. We're still going to end up going for Undying Evil on Grave Titan, because that's still going to give us a little bit of extra life gain, and I'd rather just kind of, yeah, well, actually, and then that would allow us to get rid of Golos. Now, that does give him the opportunity. Yeah, I think we do this. So we go Undying Evil. We could Undying Evil on Crick if we wanted to do that. But we're at the point now where I think once we go Disciple of Bolas, we're going to be in a really good position. Yeah, let's do this. So let's go Undying Evil on Grave Titan. We're going to pay 2 life. This could be an extra counter on Crick. And then, oh, I think we already ordered blockers. We should have done that a different way. But yeah, we could have put Thief of Sanity first. So that's going to send Golos. That's going to send Crick back to the command zone. Let's go for Disciple of Bolas. We're going to have that enter the battlefield, and then once we sacrifice Grave Titan, we're going to be in a really good position to get some really nice card advantage and just kind of further our board state. Because we're going to get a couple more zombies down. Look at that. Oh, that is just beautiful. That's going to be 2 more zombies. It's going to be a 7/7. And then we already did make the land drop for the turn, so anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we've got 6 total zombies on the battlefield. We've got a 7/7 Grave Titan. We've got Disciple of Bolas coming down. So we've got some pretty good answers. And with that Mana Vault, their Mana Vault is tapped down. So let's get Golos pop back up. That's going to be 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they want to end up going Golos again, they're going to have to tap out for all of their mana to get Golos down. If that does end up happening, we'll at least have some really nice zombie action to swing across, because it'll be kind of hard for them to stop. Now, what we ripped into, we didn't rip into anything super great. Army of the Damned's always nice to have. We already had that in our hand, but Herald of Anguish, Magus, Chromatic Lantern. I was hoping to hit a little bit more card advantage, but with hitting Painful Lesson, that's pretty much what we want to see. And of course, any sort of fast mana rocks would really help out, but being able to draw 6 cards and still end up with Grave Titan and a few extra zombies, I will certainly take that. Okay, so we're going to see Golos come down, and next turn they are sitting at 22. Let's see what we draw into. We can go for Herald of Anguish, which is going to be improvise. Yeah, let's see. Oh, and then we run into Coffers. Okay. That is a very good thing to run into. So, let's have Coffers come down. Let's see how much mana we're looking at with this. It's going to be 1, 2, so it's going to be 5 total mana. And I think that should be just enough for Crick. Because we're going to pay across the board. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll pay 1. Okay, so we're going to have Crick enter back the battlefield. That'll be 2 for Painful Lesson. We can still go Chromatic and Lantern, but that won't allow us to do anything else. So we're looking at just Painful Lesson. So let's go and push in with the entire crew at this point. Oh, look at this. This is just beautiful. All right, we're going to have a few more zombies fall out of Grave Titan's belly. If you didn't know that, yeah, that's where they come from. Straight from the belly. from farm to table for your family. Fresh zombies. So we're going to swing across. That's going to be... Yeah, just honey, go down to the farmer's market and get a zombie from Grave Titan's belly. All right, so we're going to see a Thief of Sanity block on Grave Titan. We're going to be able to get in for 12. Get in for 10, at least zombie damage. That will still end up being 12. And so that should put them down to 10. And it's going to leave old Golos back on the battlefield. We can go for Chromatic Lantern, but I would much rather draw some cards. So that's going to be 2 and then 1, 2. And that's going to be an extra counter on Crick. That's going to make it a 3-3. Then we'll see what we rip into off of a Painful Lesson. Hopefully it's something pretty decent, or at least we can get another spell going. Okay, Sign in Blood. So, anything else? Actually, yeah, we can just go Sign in Blood, I think. Yeah, we're okay with that. Yeah. So we're going to draw 2 more cards. There's going to be an extra counter on Crick. You know, this does kind of keep us out of the category of getting hit with a -X spell, at least getting those count. Ooh, and then Supernatural Stamina. Okay, that is certainly good. So anything else, pass it over to our opponent. So we're not going to pass on that. Normally I like to auto yield through stuff. Yeah, I guess we'll just go and get rid of Bajuk. No, we've got 9 cards, so we'll get rid of 1 more swamp because hopefully we should be able to close it out next turn. And so we'll see if they end up paying for that Mana Vault. If they do, that's going to be almost good game, assuredly. That's going to be 1 extra damage to them. Technically, we could have held on to Painful Lesson because it says target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So if we wanted to kind of use it as a pseudo burn spell, we could have held on to Painful Lessons or Sign in Blood. But if you're a friend of the channel, you know that I enjoy drawing cards, and so there we go. And especially when I can pay life and draw cards, that's one of the best feelings in the world. So this is during their draw step, so we'll see what they're trying to do right now. Okay, that's going to put them down to 9. But yeah, even if they do have a board wipe, worst case scenario, we just end up going for Supernatural Stamina on a Grave Titan. And this is one of the good things about these 1 mana kind of reanimator spells in a way. They're basically kind of like insurance against board wipes, you know, especially in a multiplayer setting, just running one of these. Even if you just use it to cheat the commander tax, that's already worth it right there. You're getting your commander back out for 1 mana. There's also other things, like I mentioned, where we ended up using Undying Evil on Grave Titan with the Disciple of Bolas. I mean, that was, having little interactions like that are always nice. So if you're playing a black base deck in Commander and you're not running at least a copy of Undying Evil or Supernatural Stamina, run it in there because it just, just leads to a lot of, it allows you to progress. Look at the top. Okay. It's going to be Teferi, so they can untap up to 4 permanents. It's going to be Mana Vault, Talisman. They can untap some lands. Yeah, hopefully we're not dead. I just get really scared every time I see Teferi. I'm always like, okay, good game. I might as well scoop. Because most of the time it's just Chain Veil Teferi, and they just keep going for a bunch of turns. But yeah, highly recommend using these 1 mana reanimator spells. There's just a lot of times where, if your opponent's going to be going for that board wipe, 1 black mana is going to put you right back in the game, and especially in a deck like this with Crick, where you want to be aggressive with your life total, it's really going to help out. So our opponent did go for the +1 on Teferi, then untapped 4. That's going to be Oath of Teferi. Is that... So if they have Oath of Teferi coming down... Okay, I don't think this is infinite, but what I'm going to do is, if our opponent's going to be kind of like digging through maybe a combo, or looks like our opponent said, "God, ran out of gas." Okay, good. I got really worried whenever that came down. So, but yeah, so it looks like they would have been able to bounce Teferi, go for a few more extra activations, untap some stuff, but very thankfully, we were able to put enough pressure with Crick to close the game out. So good game to our opponent. Hopefully they see this video. And, hey, that was pretty. This is why we play Commander. We get to go for a Disciple of Bolas on Grave Titan. Whew, that's some that's some good magic right there. That felt really good. And this is one of those moments to where, even if we lost, just being able to set up that interaction was such a feel-good moment. But that's going to be it for the video. So if you enjoyed it, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.